Happy 250th birthday, America. Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Vincent Beck Stadium here in Beaumont, Summer League Baseball. It's your Beaumont Oil Barons and the TimberHogs from Pineywoods. I'm Harold Mann, happy to be with you on the 4th of July. We're going to play two today, like Ernie Banks said. Let's play two. No game tomorrow. We get this game getting underway here in just a couple seconds, and that'll be followed 30 minutes later when I let you know it is two seven-inning games taking place here at Vincent Beck Stadium on this 4th of July. Last night, a 4-2 win by Pineywoods with a big three-run homer, highlighting the way for the TimberHogs. And a great pitching outing last night by Nate Hawkins. Over 170 pitches thrown in a complete game, 4-2 win. Drew Flores will lead it off for Pineywoods. He is the catcher, setting the defense for Beaumont. Michael Perez in left, B.G. Santana in center, Rob Brown in right. Around the infield, Jermaine Brown's at third, Eddie Molina at second, is at short. Brendan Nolan is at second base. Ben Larson at first, Hector Torres catching. Chris Collins on the mound for your Beaumont Oil Barons. Drew Flores to lead it off for the Timberhogs as we are underway here on this 4th of July. He shows bunt, pulls the bat back. Pitch called, ball one. Thanks for joining us. We do invite you. We periodically check over on our chat box and want to pass along comments we received throughout the broadcast. High for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes to start the game. There's a ground ball towards short. Nice high hop for Molina. Fires across, and he's going to throw it by first baseman Ben Larson. The ball goes into the dugout, so it's a dead ball. That'll be a 2-base error to start the game. Throwing error on the Oil Barons. Here's Malik Berrien, the left fielder. We'll give you the standings in the league following the first pitch to Berrien. Wild pitch back to the backstop. Berrien goes down, and just like that, a runner at third base and nobody out. Nacogdoches Niners got beat last night. They're 27-9. Fort Stock Dragons are the hottest team in the league. They're won 10 in a row. They're 19-12. Brian Yard Dogs 19-16, winners of 7 in a row. Meridian Blues 16-15. Pineywoods Timberhogs 11-17. Beaumont Oil Barons 5-28. Inside for a ball. We'll go about 30 minutes between the games here this evening at Vincent Beck Stadium. 2-0 pitch, low and away, ball 3. 3-0. Leadoff ground ball thrown away Two-base error, then to third on a wild pitch. Now 3 balls, no strikes on Malik Berrien. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. I like what Malik Berrien did. If you as you watch there, that pitch, ball 4, was closer to the strike zone. A lot of times you'll see a hitter take off before the umpire makes a call. And more often than not, the umpire's going to raise up that right hand because he wants to call the ball to strikes, obviously. And Berrien waited for home plate to signal ball 4. Keslin Douglas doubled last night. He played first base. He is at third base tonight. Runner goes, no throw. Throw down to third. Not in time. Stolen base for Berrien. No balls, 1 strike on Keslin Douglas. Deep in the batter's box, open stance. Watches that one outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Player coach, Keslin Douglas. Chris Collins comes in with a 1-1 pitch. Misses ball 2, 2-0, 2-1. Set for 2-1. Hit out towards left field. Perez coming over. That ball's going to bounce foul near the TimberHogs bullpen. Go out of play. He was up to count at 2-2. Two-two pitch. Change up, swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Brendan Nolan at second base for the Oil Barons, and that is great news. He had a ball which should have been a base hit to put the Oil Barons up 3-0 last night with 2 outs, but he took 2 steps out of the batter's box and fell down. Had to be helped off the field. We're told it was a cramp. So he's back out there. There's a swing and a miss by Aramis Cruz. Now the ball was what should have been a base hit to center field, but when Nolan fell down, they just threw on to first to get the final out of the inning. 0-1 pitch, foul tipped. It's 0-2. Started off with runners at second and third and nobody out. Now there's runners at second and third and 1 out and an 0-2 count on the cleanup hitter, Aramis Cruz. Oh-2 pitch, hit out towards first base, popped up. First baseman Ben Larson makes the catch for out number 2. Chris Collins trying to battle back here after having 2 on and nobody out. Will face Andrew Smith, who's the pitcher. Collins set to come into Smith. There's a pitch that gets by. Coming down to score the run is Flores. And he would take a 1-0 lead. He's going to be a pass ball. Didn't look like Hector Torres got his glove down. It's 1-0 Pineywoods. Hopefully some more fans will come out as we get moving along here in this doubleheader. It is the 4th of July. Several area communities around southeast Texas having their annual city celebrations. Come on out, get an American flag, an Oil Barons t-shirt, and an apple pie. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. I was all about the apple pie. I'm just sitting there looking at it right now. 1-1 pitch is a ball into left field for a base hit. Coming down from third base is Malik Berry, and it is 2-0. The TimberHogs on the 1 RBI single by Andrew Smith. Actually helping himself out because he is the pitcher. Again, last night, if you were aboard with us, Nate Hawkins, a complete game, 177 pitch, 9-inning win for the Pineywoods TimberHogs. In the batter's box for the TimberHogs, Shamar Stapleton, the right fielder, fouls it back to the screen. Oh, 1 pitch down for a ball. 1-1. Collins 1-1 pitch on the way. Swinging a miss, strike 2. It's 1-2. Runner at first base is Smith. Here's the 1-2 pitch up for a ball with a fastball. It's 2-2. Be hearing patriotic music between innings. Here comes the 2-2 pitch hit out to right field. That'll be in for a base hit. Pulling up, stopping at second base is Smith. Back-to-back singles here in the first inning. Armand Day, the second baseman. Family in town from Baton Rouge during last night's game. 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. 2 on, 2 out. Nice fastball there by Chris Collins, nipping off the outside corner for a called strike. 325 down the line, 365 to the alleys, 380 to center. 0-1 pitch comes with the changeup and catches the outside corner. Good back-to-back strikes from Collins to Day. Swing and a miss, strike 3 to end the inning, going after a high fastball. TimberHogs pick up 2 runs, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left. Half inning of baseball behind us at Vincent Beck. It's Pineywoods 2, Beaumont coming to bat. 2-0 Pineywoods as we move to the bottom of the first inning. Malik Burrian's in left field. Cameron McCoy in center. Shamar Stapleton out in right field. Around the infield is Douglas. Keslin Douglas at third. Rupert Watson at shortstop. Armand Day is a second baseman. Arama Smith at first. Drew Flores catching. Andrew Smith is the pitcher tonight for Pineywoods. Jermaine Brown, Brendan Nolan, Eddie Molina here in the bottom of the first inning for the Oil Barons. Brown at third base will lead it off for Beaumont here in the bottom half of the first inning. Smith comes in with the pitch. High for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. A little bit low for a ball, 2-1. So looking around, didn't see that many fans, but then I looked down below me in the shaded area. You have the grandstands right behind home plate, and good amount of folks in the chairbacks tonight. 3 balls, 1 strike. Home plate umpire has something to say to Andrew Smith, the pitcher, who says something back. I'm not sure what that conversation was. Here's a 3-1 pitch hit hard, backhanded at third base by Keslin Douglas. He knocks it down, and that'll be an infield single for the Oil Barons. Douglas did a really good job just to get the glove on it. He kept that from being an extra base hit. Nice backhand. It rolled away from him. Brendan Nolan. There's a throw to first, not in time. Outside for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Brendan, and last night, had a ball he hit into center field on the ground. Looked like he hit an RBI single, but he cramped up coming out of the batter's box and couldn't run. There's a ball bunted third base side foul. It ended up being an 8-4-3 putout. One pitch outside for a ball with Jermaine Brown getting a pretty good lead at first base. Wouldn't surprise me to see him take off, or maybe even Flores throw behind him. Try to get him going back to back. There's a bunt. First base side, nice job by Nolan. Andrew Smith did a really good job coming off the mound, fielding the baseball, and the other hand toss over to first baseman Arama Smith. The sack bunt, 1-3 on the putout. Eddie Molina is the shortstop. Molina with an RBI opportunity. Runner at second base, 1 out, 2-0 Pineywoods, bottom of the first. There's a base hit into right field. Rounding third, coming home, and scoring the run on the RBI single is Jermaine Brown. Good bit of hitting there by Eddie Molina going opposite field. Driving in to run, cutting that deficit in half here in the first inning. Larson, first baseman. Takes a change up on the outside corner for a called strike. No balls, one strike. The 0-1 fouled. 0-2. One of the bullpen pitchers for the Oil Barons comes out in the corner to get the ball. No balls, two strike. Runner going, pitch outside, no throw. Wide and outside, stolen base for Molina. Got a really good jump. Flores did a good job at catcher, just getting his glove on the baseball. Smith ready, comes into the 1-2. There's a ground ball to second. That'll get the runner to third. Day over to Smith for out number 2. Runner at third base with 2 outs. Michael Perez been swinging the bat well. The left fielder, number 6, Michael Perez. Cuba Perez, left fielder for the Oil Barons. Takes the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Bounces, ball 2, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Runner at third base. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's called strike 1, 2-1. Ball 3, 3-1. Runner at third, 2 outs, 3-1 pitch. That's fouled over by the TimberHogs dugout. Here comes a 3-2 2-out pitch. High ball 4. Wow. Mogboris tosses the bat aggressively towards his dugout. Here's the DH, Ray Velez. 2-1. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Pineywoods with the lead. Beaumont has a potential tying run at third base, potential go-ahead run at first. Inside, throw down to second, not in time. Going to throw behind him to third, not in time. So runners at second and third. for the Oil Barons. Bounces outside, 3-0. Goes a 3-0 pitch, high ball 4. Back-to-back walks. D.G. Santana walk into the plate. The Oil Barons center fielder. First pitch fouled back to the screen. Pineywoods with a pair of runs in the top of the first. Beaumont has answered with a run here in the bottom of the first. Have the bases loaded. 2 outs. Left them loaded a couple of times last night. There's a high fastball swing and a miss. 0-2. Chopped up the middle. Underhand toss to the shortstop covering to end the inning. Bottom of the first inning, you pick up a run on a couple of hits. No errors and 3 left aboard. 1 inning of baseball behind us. We're at Vincent Beck Stadium. Our score, Pineywoods 2, Beaumont 1. Perfect song for this evening. Chicago in the background, a little Saturday night in the park. Think it's the 4th of July. 2037 will be the next time the 4th of July lands on a Saturday. Both teams sent 7 hitters to the plate in the first inning. Pineywoods with 2, Beaumont with 1. Rupert Watson, the shortstop, leads it off, followed by Cam McCoy, center fielder, then back to the top of the batting order. First pitch down in the dirt, skips back to the backstop. 1-0 pitch. Good looking pitch. Called strike one. 1-1. Ball misses. 2-1. Looking online. Matthews tuned in. Jared's tuned in. Hunbun, I hope I'm reading that right, tuned in. Patty's listening tonight. Tuned in. Thanks for checking out Oil Barons and the TimberHogs. Here comes the 2-1. Nice pitch. Called strike two. Chris Collins, 2-2 on the way. That's line foul right side. Set for another 2-2 from Chris Collins to Rupert Watson. Up the board is wrong. That was 3-2. I apologize. So it goes 3-2. Now ball four. Here's Cameron McCoy, center fielder. Oh, they had the runner picked off. He fell down, so now he'll be in a rundown. Just chasing him towards second. Here's a throw in the tag. He's out. Watson took off and he fell down. So that's a caught stealing for the first out of the inning. McCoy, the center fielder. With one on, no one and one out now. High chopper on the infield. High hop off the glove of second baseman Brendan Nolan. That one took a wild hop and will go as a base hit. Runner at first base is Cameron McCoy. Top of the order, Drew Flores started the game by reaching on an error. First pitch swinging. Fly ball to right field. Rob Brown for the Oil Barons makes the catch for out number 2. Left fielder number 4, Malik Berrien, left fielder, walked and scored one of the 2 runs. Again, we're in the top of the second inning, a doubleheader, 2 7-inning games. Berrien with 1 on and 2 out. Pitch misses for a ball. Ball popped up on the right side, making its way out of play. First baseman Ben Larson makes his way over to the stands and watches it drop into the grandstand. Actually fell between the edge of the grandstands and the dugout. One ball, one strike. Throw to first, diving back in safely is McCoy. One ball, one strike. The 1-1 low and outside, knocked down nicely by Hector Torres, the catcher, keeping the runner McCoy at first base. There goes the runner, pitches high and inside, no throw. Runner at second base. Chopper on the infield, throw, spin to first base, not in time. Collins came out the mound, trying to make that play, and he made it close. But beating out the infield single is Malik Berrien. Runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Third baseman number 55, Kevin Douglas.
Keslin Douglas is a third baseman. Went down swinging his first time up. He had a double in last night's game. There goes your run from first to second with a stolen base. No throw with a runner at third base. So a 2 RBI opportunity with 2 outs here for Douglas. Played first base last night. A player coach for these TimberHogs. Ball hit out towards center field. That'll score 2 runs. And Douglas, rounding first on his way to second, will be in there with a stand-up double. Give him 2 RBIs. Going to get a visit to the mound. Coach heading out there. Be the meeting of the entire infield. Conversation breaks up. Nobody working in the bullpen. Get rolling into second inning, first of a doubleheader. 2 7-inning doubleheaders.
First baseman number 33, Aramis Cruz.
Aramis Cruz is the first baseman. After 2 out, a single and a double. First pitch is a ground ball fielded at third base. Jermaine Brown fires across to first for the final out of the inning. Couple of runs crossed for the Timberhogs. 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 left. Head to the home half of the second inning at Vincent Beck Stadium here in Beaumont. It's Pineywoods leading Beaumont by a score of 4-1. 8, 9, and 1 in batting order here in the bottom of the second for the Oil Barons. Hector Torres, the catcher. First pitch swinging, sends a fly ball to right center field. That ball has a chance to drop, and it will for a leadoff single. Cameron McCoy out in center field was kind of shifted to the left a little bit. That ball hit more to the right. He had a long way to go. And the Oil Barons get their leadoff hitter on. Right fielder is Rob Brown. 4-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Pineywoods. There's a ground ball towards third. Douglas waits for it. Bare hands it, throws across. Not in time. That'll be an infield single. Keslin barehanded that ball because of the high hop. Really couldn't plant and throw, so he just threw the best he could across the infield, and Brown beats it out by about a step or so. Jermaine Brown singled and scored in the first inning. Runners at first and second, nobody out, and a 4-1 lead for Pineywoods. Jermaine showed bunt, pulls the bat back. Pitch misses for a ball. There's a throw down to second. He gets back in safely. Overslid the bag, but was able to retrieve and get his hand back on the bag. Or the tag was down by Day. Two balls, no strikes. 2-0 pitch hit down that left side. That ball's going to be just foul. Just foul down the left field line. Jermaine Brown flirting with an extra base hit there. I would have scored one for sure, maybe two. A meeting on the mound. Tessie Gino is the new left fielder for the Pineywoods, replacing Berrien. Two balls, one strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch way outside ball three. Nobody out, 2 on for the Oil Barons, trailing here in the second inning. 4-1. Ball hit out towards left field. Gino comes in, makes the catch for out number one. One down for Brendan Nolan. Nolan got the job done his first time up, got the sack bunt. Moving Brown over, and he eventually scored on Molina's single. Smith comes in with the pitch outside for a ball. Ground ball to right field for a base hit. And they're going to hold up the runner. Torres stops at third, Brown at second, Nolan at first. 3 hits in the inning. Bases are loaded with 1 out.
The shortstop, number 20, Eddie Molina.
Molina RBI single his first time up, steps up there with another RBI opportunity. Base hits, good core 2. Only 1 out in the inning. Got good speed out at second with Rob Brown. Ball line foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's the 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball towards second. Go to second for 1, back across to first for the inning-ending double play. 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. Oil Barons, no runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left aboard. 2 innings of baseball behind us here at Vincent Beck. First of 2, it's the Pineywoods TimberHogs 4, Beaumont Oil Barons 1. Heading to the top half of the third inning. 5, 6, and 7. The batting order coming up here for the TimberHogs. Starting off with Andrew Smith, the pitcher. He singled his first time up.
Kick off the top half of the third inning. Pitcher number 12, Andrew Smith.
Andrew Smith, as mentioned, is pitching and hitting, so no DH in the lineup for Pineywoods. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. 30 minutes between games. There's a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch upstairs for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Comes that 1-2 pitch. Just missed the outside corner. Pretty good looking pitch here. Didn't get the call. Hector Torres tried to frame it up the best he could. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That ball's laced down the left side. That ball's going to be in for a ball bouncing around in the corner. That will be a leadoff double here in the third inning. Third consecutive inning, Pineywoods have gotten the leadoff man on.
Right fielder number 2, Shamar Singleton.
Here's Shamar Singleton. He's singled. It is a 4-1 game. Texas Wildhearts fan. No DH for the for Pineywoods. Is this heaven? It's been a while. Boy, I remember. Oh, I tell you what, DH has been around. I know the American League in 1973. National League more recently. There's a fly ball pretty well hit to right field. That's going to be over the head of right fielder Rob Brown, who was playing shallow, rounding second on his way to third with a stand-up triple is Shamar Stapleton. Rob Brown was playing shallow. That ball hit over his head. One hops the wall. Texas Wildhearts fan also wishing everybody a happy 4th from East Texas. It's 5-1 here in the third. Curveball misses inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. I'm Harold Mann. Thanks for joining us from Vincent Beck Stadium. Oil Barons Baseball. There's inside for a ball, 2-0. There's a ground ball fielded at short by Molina. Fires across for the putout. First out of the inning, 6-3. 1 out, give Day an RBI. Amon Day gets the RBI on the ground out. 1 out in the inning.
Shortstop number 15, Rupert Watson.
Here's Rupert Watson, the shortstop. It is now 6-1. With 1 out in the inning. A double, a triple, and a ground out. Upstairs for a ball. One fouled out of play right side. Collins, Chris comes in with the pitch. That ball's hit out to right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Backhanded nicely by Rob Brown out right. Gets the ball back to the infield. Third hit of the inning for the TimberHogs. They now have 8 hits. With Cameron McCoy singled and scored in the 2-run second. Pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner going, swinging a miss, throw down to second. Not in time. One and one. Collins delivers. That ball's hit foul into the parking lot, bouncing around, and there's the vehicle hit. 1 and 2. Runner goes from second to third, pitch outside, throw down to third, not in time. 5th stolen base of the game for Pineywoods. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Big pitch there from Chris Collins to get Cameron McCoy for that second out. That's a big second out for the Oil Barons. Drew Flores reached on an air and scored, starting the ball game. Flew to right into second. Pitch is backhanded low and away for ball 1. One 0 pitch on the way, fouled back. It's 1 and 1. Here comes the 1-1. Down low, ball 2. 2 and 1. Tessie Gino waits on deck. He'll bat if Flores extends the inning. 3 and 1. Gino went out as a defensive replacement in the bottom of the second inning into left field. There's ball 4. So the left fielder is Tessie Gino, making his first plate appearance of this game. Well, he was out here early today working out.
Left fielder number 25, Tessie Gino.
One of the first TimberHogs to arrive at the stadium. Takes the first pitch outside and high for a ball. 2 runs in here in the third. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, now 2 in the third. Or 3 in the second, excuse me. Inside. I'll get it corrected here. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, 2 now in the third. It is a 6-1 game. Two balls, no strikes. All right, okay. Down low, ball 3. Another bad one. loads them up for Keslin Douglas, who has a 2 RBI double in this game. Three balls, no strikes on Geno. 3-0 pitch taken all the way, called strike one. If you're Tessie Geno here, you're at 3-1, 2 outs, runners on the corners. You can be very selective here because you always got another pitch to deal with. Look for something in your zone, try to drive it somewhere. Collins pitch on the way outside, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Fourth walk given up by Chris Collins. Chris here for Beaumont. Don't worry about the base runners. You got 2 outs in the inning. All you have to do is go attack the hitter. But you got a good hitter at the plate, so you got to be careful. Left-handed hitting player coach, first base last night defensively, third base tonight. First pitch swinging, pops it up left side. Jermaine Brown coming over and runs out of room. Drops into the picnic area. No balls, 1 strike. 0-1 on the way. Outside for a ball. Collins to Douglas. Fouled to first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch, 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3 to end the inning. TimberHogs lead them loaded, but they do. Gets 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left aboard. Head to the bottom half of the third inning. We're at Vincent Beck Stadium, Summer League Baseball on this 250th birthday for the United States, America's birthday, 4th of July. It is a 6-1 game. Heart of the order, 4, 5, and 6 for your oil burns, starting off with Ben Larson. The Lee Summit, Missouri product, left-handed hitter, steps in for the oil barons. Two and 0. Larson grounded out to second, back into first inning. Heavy swing and a miss. 6-1, Pineywoods here in the bottom of the third. Didn't get the ball pulled down on that one. It's high, slips out of his hand a little bit. 3-1. 3-1 pitch, misses inside, ball 4. Good at bat for Ben Larson to start the third inning. 3 walks. Andrew Smith. He's also given up 5 hits. Perez walked. First pitch called strike 1. Leadoff walk for Larson. Perez at the plate. Velez waits on deck. 1-1. There's a ground ball off the shortstop. Watson looked like he was trying to pick up that ball before he completely gloved it, looking towards a double play. They're going to give him a hit on that. Okay. Here's Ray Velez, second, the designated hitter. In the second, he walked. Ball fouled back and out of play. Timeout called. Cheslin Douglas, third baseman. And had something, not sure if it's the sunglasses he took off or not sure. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a ball hit out towards right field, drops in for a base hit. They'll put the stop sign on, stopping Larson at third. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Third straight inning, the Oil Barons have loaded them up. It is a 6-1 game. B.G. Santana grounded into a force out to end the first inning. Will Burns, center fielder, has an opportunity here to cut into that 6-1 deficit. Down low for a ball. Smith at first, Douglas at third. They're playing in to cut the runoff at the plate, middle of the infield with Watson and Day. They're playing double play depth. Ball's popped up on the right side. First baseman Smith going over, tried to make an over-the-shoulder breadbasket catch. Couldn't come up with it. One ball, one strike. Slow roller is going to be foul. 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch inside for a ball, 2-2. Andrew Smith ready to come in 2-2 to BG Santana. Swing and a miss, strike three for the first out of the inning.
Catcher number 23, Hector Torres.
Torres, number 8 hitter in the batting order. The catcher, he singled in the second inning. Bats here in the third inning with the bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch is a base hit into left field. 1 run will score. Rounding third, heading towards home, and scoring from second is Michael Perez, a 2 RBI single. Torres now 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. It's a 6-3 game. There's Rob Brown. He singled as well. His first time up. Takes the ball. 1 ball, no strikes. The Oil Barons get 2 runs back here in the third inning. Trailing 6-3. There's a called strike. 1-1. Misses inside for a ball, 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2. Turning to look at second base, chases the runner back. Fly ball to center. Caught out there by Cameron McCoy for the second out of the inning.
Third baseman number 12, Wayne Brown.
Top of the batting order, Jermaine Brown. Singled and scored and flew to left. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Andrew Smith comes in with the pitch, pops him up. That ball's coming over to the stands. Nice convenient hop. There's a 4th of July souvenir. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch, high for a ball. 1-1. 7th hitter of the inning for the Oil Barons. 1 ball, 1 strike, bounces about the time it gets to the plate. Nice job there by Drew Flores. Keeping the ball in front of him and keeping those runners at first and second. Meanwhile, Jermaine Brown, 1 for 2 of the run scored, trying to keep the inning going. There's a ground ball to short, fielded, throw to second to get the runner. Get a couple of runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. Through 3, it is Pineywoods 6, Beaumont 3. J.C. Carrillo checks in as pitcher for the Oil Burns, the lefty loosening up. Making his 3rd appearance, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 10 hits, 15 walks, 2 strikeouts. In relief of Chris Collins. Collins worked 3 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. Carrillo getting his final warm-up tosses in. There's the final warm-up toss, throw down to second. 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order here in the top of the 4th inning in a 7-inning game. First of 2.
Leading off the top half of the fourth inning, first baseman number 33, Ramos Cruz.
Aramis Cruz over 2, a pop out and a ground out. First pitch misses for a ball. One 0 pitch, misses ball 2. JC's pitch on the way, swinging, ground ball into left field for a base hit. Andrew Smith, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored.
Number 12, Andrew Smith.
RBI single in the first inning, doubled and scored in the third. Showing bunt comes up empty. Deuce is wild for Pineywoods in the scoring column with 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third. Beaumont 1 in the first and 2 in the third. It is a 6-3 game. Inside, wild pitch, gets the runner to second. One and one on Smith. The pitcher could help himself out here. Swinging, pops it up right side. Right fielder Rob Brown coming in, calling everybody off, and drops the ball. He dropped the ball coming in from right field. Should be an error on the Beaumont right fielder, and it is.
Right fielder number 2, Mark Dickerson.
Here's Shamar Stapleton. He has singled and tripled and scored a run. Got the bat on the ball both times up. There's a base hit in the right field. Runners will stop. The bases will be loaded with nobody out. So Stapleton with a couple singles and a triple.
Second baseman number 5, Armand Day.
Amon Day struck out and also grounded out, but on the ground out, he had an RBI. Infield in for the Oil Barons. First pitch swinging the ground ball, fielded at second, coming home in time for the putout. Good job there by Brendan Nolan to cut the lead run off at the plate. It'll be a fielder's choice for Day. Brendan Nolan had to come to the right a little bit towards the first base line to field that, and he was still able to make the play at the plate. Here's Rupert Watson, been on base both times. He walked and singled. Now the corners will come in, double play depth up the middle. Defensively for the Oil Barons. It's way outside. Change up into get it pulled down, so it's high and outside. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. J.C. Carrillo steps back, comes in with the pitch. Chopped foul. It's 1-1. Still 6-3. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Smith at third, Stapleton at second, Day at first, with 1 out here in the fourth. Ball 2, 2-1. Carrillo taking a long time. Kind of a stare down here between the two. 2-1 pitches, miss outside. When I say that is waiting for the pitch. Rupert Watson points his bat towards the pitcher and doesn't come into his batter stance until he starts towards home. Here we go. 3-1 pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. Walked him, and a run will come in. RBI for Rupert Watson. And he get a visit to the mound. It is a 7-3 game. Conference breaks up. For Cameron McCoy. McCoy singled and scored in the second inning, had a stolen base. Steps in here with the bases loaded, 1 out. He's also struck out, so he's 1 for 2 with the run scored. Double play depth up the middle. Play for the run at the plate on the corners. Carrillo comes in with the pitch. High for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. No action in the Beaumont bullpen. Again, we are playing 2 7-inning games. There's a swing and a miss at a changeup. 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out with the bases loaded. A walk-in run here in the top of the fourth inning. JC comes in with the pitch. There's a ground ball, slowly hit on the infield. Going to be a play at the plate first. And what a play. Good job to get that out. A run does score. But second baseman Brendan Nolan, a good job by J.C. Carrillo, the pitcher, to get over and cover. 4-1 on the putout, but he gets an RBI. It is now an 8-3 game with runners at second and third. Top of the batting order, Flores reached on an error, scored, flew out, and walked. Carrillo wants a different baseball. Sometimes the pitcher just doesn't like the feel of a ball, maybe a high seam. So they asked the umpire for a different one. Ball hit, short hop. Yep, got right by the shortstop, Molina, who may have been obstructed by the second base runner. 2 runs will score. No interference there. He just probably couldn't see the ball because of base runner. Another hit. 2 RBIs. It's a 4-run 4th inning. It is now 10-3. Two into first, 2 into second, 3 into third, now 4 here in the 4th. Runner going. He's going to get a stolen base because the ball gets away from the catcher. Stolen base for Drew Flores. Called strike on the outside corner. Tessie Gino, a switch hitter, bats from the right side. There's the ball heading up the middle, gets into center field for a base hit, rounding third, heading towards home. Here comes the throw, not on line, and it's an RBI single. 11-3. Here in the 4th.
Third baseman number 55, Pineywoods Douglas.
Keslin Douglas, third baseman. First pitch is a ball, throw down to second base on a steal. He's safe. Seven steals here in the game for Pineywoods. The 9th man bat is Douglas. 1 ball, 1 strike. Keslin struck out in the first inning, 2 RBI double in the second, and was a strikeout victim in the third. He's 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. Called strike 2. In an 11-3 game. Here's the ground ball towards second. Nolan has it, fires on to first for the putout. TimberHogs bat around. They scored 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left aboard. After 4 from Vincent Beck Stadium, Pineywoods leads it over Beaumont 11-3. Bottom half of the fourth inning we go. 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order coming up here for the Oil Barons, trailing 11-3.
The second baseman, number 7, Brendan Nolan.
Brendan Nolan, he's had some good defensive plays for the Oil Barons. He's also had a productive day at the plate. Had a sack bunt in the first inning, singled in the second, 1 for 1 with that sack bunt. It's the ball on the right side. Pitcher will cover. Underhand toss just in time. With put out 3-1. Good hustle there by Brendan Nolan. Just get about a half a step short. Eddie Molina, RBI single and a ground out. 1 for 2. Oil Barons with a run in the first, 2 in the third. First pitch called strike 1. TimberHogs out of Pineywoods, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, and 5 in the fourth. Outside for a ball. Line foul. Look out, first base coach. Nice moves down there. Takes the old helmet off to salute the crowd. Drew over in that first base coaching box. He's going to back up a few steps now. There's the pitch fouled out of play. Stays at 1-2. There's a ground ball, deep, short, backhanded throw, boss throw, in time for the putout. What a play by Rupert Watson with his body going away from the infield. Gets the out. 2 down in the inning.
First baseman, number 30, Ben Larson.
Ben Larson grounded out the grounded out the second in the first. Walked and scored one of those 2 runs in the third. There's a swing and a miss and a changeup here in the fourth inning with the Oil Barons trailing Pineywoods 11-3. Inside for a ball, 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fouled over by the Oil Barons dugout, goes 1-2. Andrew Smith's 1-2 pitch down low for a ball, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, catches the outside corner, called strike 3. Ben not happy about that one. He thought it was off the plate. First 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left aboard. Through 4. It remains Pineywoods 11, Beaumont 3. Top half of the fifth inning. Heart of the order. Armani Cruz, Andrew Smith, Shamar Stapleton due up. First pitch down for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. J.C. Carrillo came in the fourth inning. Back out here in the fifth. Outside for a ball. We do have activity in the Beaumont bullpen. Pineywoods, a complete game from Nate Hawkins last night, where he threw 177 pitches. Carrillo comes in, fouled over beyond third base. Two and one on Cruz. Sidearm, kind of a sidearm delivery. 3 and 1. Three-one pitch is a ground ball to short. Molina up with a long throw across in time for the putout. 1 up, 1 down. Let's see here. That is the first time tonight that the leadoff hitter of an inning's been retired for Pineywoods. Reached on an error into first, had a walk into second, a double into third. And a single into fourth. Andrew Smith, the pitcher, RBI single, a double and a run, an error and a run. Carrillo ahead, no balls, 1 strike following the first pitch. Oh, 1 pitch upstairs for a ball, 1 and 1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, grounded foul. It's 1 and 2. Up for a ball, 2 and 2. Smith at the plate, Carrillo pitching. Nobody on, 1 out. Way outside, ball 3. Count runs full. No DH in the lineup tonight for Pineywoods, with Smith the pitcher in the batter's box. 2 for 3. There's a ball, right by Carrillo up the middle in the center field for a base hit. "13 hits on the board, a Baker dozen." Shamar Stapleton, he's had a perfect night, 3 for 3. 2 runs scored, a couple of singles and a triple. There's a swing and a miss. Ball rolls away, not far enough for the runner to advance. No balls, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. Ball fouled off the leg. Excuse me, of Stapleton. That's what a payday candy bar do to you. It's an 11-3 game. Again, the first of 2, 7 innings. J.C. Carrillo gets set to come in to Sherman Stapleton with a 0-2 pitch. High curve ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The ball hit out in the right center field for a base hit. Pulling up at second base will be Smith. And Shamar Stapleton, a perfect 4 for 4, 3 singles, a triple, and 2 runs scored. Upstairs for a ball. Armand Day struck out in the first, grounded out with an RBI in the third, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the fourth. 2 balls, no strikes. Looking at the line on Armand, he's 0 for 3, but he has an RBI and a run scored in this game. Although he's carrying the goose egg in the hit column, he's had a productive evening at the plate. Inside for a ball, 3-0. Runners at first and second, 1 out. There's a called strike. And he started off with a ground out to short, then a single by Andrew Smith, and a single by Shamar Stapleton. Upstairs, ball 4, bases are loaded. Going to get a visit to the mound. And we are going to get a pitching change. Pitching change here at Vincent Beck Stadium. We're back with more on the details. Coming on the mound for the Oil Barons is Ray Velez. He's in the batting order as a DH, so that eliminates the DH. Bases loaded here at the top of the fifth inning. An 11-3 game, one out. The first of two, 7 scheduled.
Now, featured for the Royal Barons, number 15, Ray Velez.
So how often will you see this? With both lineups, no DH. Starting pitcher Andrew Smith, who's actually at third base, in the batting order for Pineywoods from the start. And now the DH, Ray Velez, is on the mound. Set to go. Double play depth up the middle for the defense. Playing for the run at the plate on the corners. First pitch on the way high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a ball hit on the right side, fielded by Velez, the pitcher. He'll go over and step on the bag for the putout for the second out of the inning. But an RBI for Watson as Smith scores to make it a 12-3 game.
Center fielder, number 11, Cameron McCoy.
Cameron McCoy singled and scored, struck out, and grounded out on a really nice defensive play by the Oil Barons. First pitch swinging, foul ball third base side. McCoy down in the count 0-1. Velez ready comes in with the pitch. That ball fouled out of play. It's 0-2. In a 12-3 game here in the fifth inning. Pineywoods has scored in each inning. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 5 in the fourth, and 2 to this point here in the fifth. That ball is pretty well hit towards left field. That's going to be over the head and one hop the wall. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and it will be a triple for McCoy. (14-3).
Catcher, number 3, Drew Flores.
Top of the batting order were Drew Flores, the catcher. Reached on the air and scored, flew out, walked, 2 RBI single and scored. TimberHogs won last night 4-2 and lead right now 14-3 here in the fifth. There's a ball hit into right center field for a base hit, and that'll be an RBI single for Flores. Switch hitting, Tessie Gino. Batted from the left side into third inning and walked. Batted on the right side in the fourth inning and an RBI single. 14 or is it 16 hits now? Let's see. Called strike. Yeah, 16 hits for, excuse me, the TimberHogs. One chopped foul. 0-2. Called strike three to end the inning. 8 men to the plate. 4 runs. 4 hits. No errors, 1 left. Head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is a 15-3 lead for Pineywoods.
Leading off for your Royal Barracks, the left fielder, number 6, Michael Perez.
5, 6, and 7 in the batting order coming up here for the Oil Barons. 15-3. Pineywoods with the lead. Michael Perez walked and singled and scored. There's the called strike. Evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Andrew Smith inside for a ball. 2-1. There's a ground ball towards second. High hop, fielded, spins, throw, stretch, not in, pulled him off. It's going to be an infield single. Good attempt there from Day to Smith, but good hustle up the line by Perez with the infield single. The Oil Barons get a runner on here in the bottom of the fifth inning.
The pitcher, number 15, Ray Velez.
Here's now the pitcher. He was DH. He's now the pitcher, Ray Velez. He's been on base a couple times. It's been this part of the order that has contributed tonight for the Oil Barons. There's a throw to first. Upstairs for a ball. Velez walked into first, singled into third. Nine hits on the board for the Oil Barons. There's a called strike. He was up to count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Misses for a ball, 2-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Good lead there for Perez. Ball fouled out of play. Count runs full, 3-2. Smith's 3-2 pitch. Fouled right back over to the right of us. Stays at 3-2. Runner was not going. Called strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Three strikeouts for Andrew Smith. There's a center fielder, B.G. Santana, grounded into a force out to end the first inning. Also struck out swinging. That was in the third inning. One on, one out. Pitch up a little bit for a ball. Oh. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled back. Now it's 1 ball, 1 strike, excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the fifth inning. 15-3 Pineywoods. Checked his swing, goes 2-1. That was a 2-1. Chopper towards third, fielded, goes to second for nope, threw it by him. Ball gets away. Runners will be at second and third on the error. Technically, in the book, he gives Santana a fielder's choice, but a throwing error at third base keeps the inning rolling here with 1 out. Runners at second and third.
Catcher number 23, Hector Torres.
Here's the catcher, Hector Torres. First error of the game on Pineywoods. Keslin Douglas, third baseman, fighting the sun. was able to field the ball, but the throw got away at second base. No balls, one strike on Torres. Fouls it on the third side. A single, a strikeout, and an error here in the fifth inning. Strike three, called strike, second out of the inning. 2 down.
Right fielder, number 2, Rob Brown.
Number 9 man in the batting order, Rob Brown, singled and flew out. 1 for 2. Swing and a miss by Rob. No balls, one strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Misses inside for a ball. Smith's 1-1 pitch on the way. Curveball catches for called strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 to end the inning. And that's going to do it, a 5-inning, 10-run rule game. 15-3 our final.
And by virtue of the 10-run rule, that is the conclusion of game 1 of our doubleheader tonight. The final score, Pineywoods 15 and your Oil Barons 3.
In the bottom of the fifth inning, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. Final score in game 1, Pineywoods win it in a run rule shortened game, 15-3. Stay tuned to Oil Baron Baseball. We're back in about 30 minutes for the start of game 2.